So, um, waiting on circumstances. Okay? Do we hear this a lot? Like, I'm waiting to, I was on a call yesterday. The guy was waiting to pay off a credit card. He didn't want to come back in because he's like, no, my credit's not the best. I'm waiting to pay off a credit card. I kept digging a little bit further and asked him a couple more questions, and I got him to talk about his situation a little bit more. And I found out that he went to the credit union and he thought he was a 720. And this guy was dead set on waiting because he said his credit dropped dramatically. I'm like, okay, is he like a 550 or 580? Knowing that the clients we work with deal with a lot of people in the subprime category as credit. The gentleman tells me they pulled my credit at the credit union and I was a 695. So anyone with a little bit of experience in the finance or automotive industry knows if you pull a 695 and they don't have a trade, they don't owe a lot of money in their trade, that's a car deal. So he not really knowing that. There are some people that think that's bad, like a 695 is bad, and they do think like, hey, I'm going to get a really high interest rate with a 695 credit score. But once he told me that, I said, listen, you know, I don't know if you know this, but the banks that our clients work with, they deal with a lot of subprime category, and this is where I built the story. Okay, so I said to him, the dealership is in a subprime area, so the relationship that we have with the banks we work with, they're used to seeing people with under 600 credit score. So based on the relationships that we have with the bank, if you give us an opportunity to do some lending with the dealership, then they're going to look at that file. They're used to dealing with a 580, 600 credit score. When they see your 695 credit line, they're going to go crazy over your file and they're going to give you the best rates available because they're used to seeing people in the subprime category. So what did I do there? Emily, can you tell me what happened there?
Third-party story.
Third-party story, and I gave him specific details, okay, on why he should come back in. This gentleman already came in last week. He decided he was going to wait 2 to 3 months to pay off a credit card. And that's actually what it said in the notes. But what happens is if you dig a little bit deeper and you figure out, well, why are you waiting 2 to 3 months? You have to ask them those additional questions. And then once you can figure out why they're waiting, give them a solution to overcoming the time by giving them a third-party story. Okay? So let's say you got somebody that's waiting on the down payment. Can anybody give me an example of how they would overcome that?
Going to the down payment special, 0 down payment.
Have you heard about our no down payment special this month?
The buyback program if they have a trade-in?
That's if they have the trade. I'm not there yet, though. I want to go over the no down payment. So if they don't have a down payment, you say, have you heard about our no down payment special? They might say, oh, yes, I came in there already and they couldn't get me approved. Well, then you just got more information out of them. Then what would you do?
Why didn't you get approved?
Well, you could say, you know, do you have a trade? Was it on a new car? Was it on a pre-owned car? Do you guys know now that all those things make a difference between getting someone approved and not approved? Whether it's a new or used car, if they have a trade or not? Do we all know that? Okay, so the no down payment special, if they haven't been into the dealership yet, and I'm sure you've seen this happen. I know I've done this where, oh, I'm waiting for a down payment. Have you heard about the no down payment special? No. Ask them a couple qualifying questions, and then you're setting an appointment, right? So ask them if they've been into the dealership before. You know, if they haven't heard about it, then say, okay, would it be okay? Everything is going into, you're figuring out what scenario. Are we missing any scenarios here? Because I'm getting like really deep into this internet lead stuff, so hopefully this is going to help. What else are we missing, Emily?
They moved out of the state, possibly?
Yeah, but I mean, they put information into us. They could be far away, but I'm talking, there's really not a whole lot of solutions. If the client's in Florida and they put in a lead that's in California, what are we really going to do, okay? You know, I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time trying to get someone to take a flight and fly across the country to buy a car. I'm saying scenarios that we can give them solutions to get them to come in. We got, I want the best price. Oh, I'm just looking for now. I'm looking for a specific vehicle. This one is kind of tough to offer a solution. Or if you're really good, you can ask them some questions and maybe get them in the market with a buyback program. If you really wanted to get nuts, Tyler, and say, oh, I didn't put any information. Okay, well, hey, what do you happen to be driving? Dealership has a great buyback program. No, you didn't put any information in. That is possible, by the way. If you really wanted to get crazy and just dig deep on every person that answers the phone, because we all hate getting voicemails, right? So if you got somebody on the phone that's talking, maybe they're in a good mood. Oh, I didn't put any information in. You could do that. You could say, hey, well, what do you happen to be driving now? Maybe they're driving like a 14 Honda Civic, and they're in a perfect time to trade. You never know. Shopping for someone else. This one here, there's a couple options. The best option would be, in my opinion, would be if the son put in the information for like the mom or someone put in information for the sister. I would try to get the direct contact number for the person that's actually buying the car. But it does depend, though. It could be a son shopping for their elderly mother, and maybe the son's making all the decisions. So you really have to ask. You really have to figure out the scenario there. You need to ask enough questions to really figure out what's going on in their lives and what are they trying to accomplish. You need to get some details out of them. Like you maybe need to figure out what the current situation is for the mom. Like maybe she's very elderly, and just figure out what kind of car she has. So you have to really figure out the scenario. But I would try to get, if you could, get the direct line for the person actually buying the car. Ready to buy solution today or tomorrow? Which one would you prefer? That's the easy one, right?
Well, I guess.
If they're ready to buy, you ready to buy today or tomorrow? Pick one. Wrong number, you can, like I said.
Email.
Um,
Get the emails in there.
Email, yep, you can email them. Or you can still get crazy and hit them with the buyback program. Wrong number, but we got this buyback program out. Waiting on circumstances. Which one do we hear the most?
I feel like just looking.
Just looking?
Yeah, I do hear that
Okay.
a lot.
All right. So how would we overcome the just looking?
Okay, well, what are you looking for? More of a sedan or an SUV?
Mhm.
You just basically go into the either
Yeah.
or, and then you trick their mind and say they can come in, and then they buy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you're tricking their mind. You're getting them to open up.
Yeah.
All right. So it goes down. The internet lead, right? Any response that you get when you first pick up the phone. Best price, okay? When you get the best price, I'll be more happy to get you the best price. Is there a particular vehicle that you're looking for, or would you consider something similar if we can save you thousands? All right, and then what features are you looking for? You have a trade or no trade. If they do have a trade, then you do what? You go into
Old soul.
old soul, okay? So just looking, either or questions. This is a series of questions that if you guys have trouble finding, just come find me and I'll give you the word tracks for the either or questions. All right, that's simply how you do it. Is any response you get, you ask them either or questions and you funnel them down to the appointment. You can do this with any response that you get. Are we missing any responses here? Waiting on circumstances, that could be down payment, credit. You got best price, specific vehicle. Are there any others?
Or, I get the people who have too bad of credit and then they don't have cosigners, and then they're just waiting on that part to be figured out.
If too bad a credit, they don't have cosigners.
What about already bought? That does happen sometimes.
Already
Like,
bought?
Yeah.
You can go into a referral pitch, or,